Well, it's time now for a look through the international papers, and for that I'm joined on set now by Solange Mougin. Hi, Solange.
Hi,
Solange, you're starting off with those late-night discussions, fraught discussions between EU leaders as they try, so far unsuccessfully, to reach a deal on a European post-COVID rescue plan.
Yes, and as Libération puts it, les radins font de la résistance, or the frugals are putting up a fight. Now, even if Libération, like much of the press, is sort of covering the tensions, the threat of slamming doors, some leaders are saying that the Dutch Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, is at the heart of the discord, Libération has also taken a somewhat more positive view. In an editorial entitled Psychodrama, the paper says that finally Europe is having that long-needed, complex discussion about how to become a federal body, a debate that Libération says is worthy of, quote, an interminable sermon or a drawn-out debate.
Now, with their Prime Minister at the heart, you might say, of this discord, how are Dutch papers covering this?
Well, the Dutch Daily True says that Rutte has been throwing punches for days at fellow European leaders, and that likewise the paper asks, quote, has there ever been a Dutch premier who's been more so thoroughly ravaged as Mark Rutte? Now, the paper doesn't say how it feels about Rutte's, quote, hardline stances, but the piece ends with a quotation by Italy's Prime Minister, Conte, who says, quote, you may be the hero in your own country for a few days, but after a few weeks, you will be held accountable by all European citizens, end quote.
OK, well, moving on now to the British papers and how they're covering mounting tensions with Beijing over Hong Kong.
Yeah, later today, the UK is expected to suspend its extradition treaty with Hong Kong. And as the Times tells us, this is creating more tensions with China after the UK promised that up to 3 million residents could settle in the country if need be. Now, The Guardian says the move could create a sort of tit-for-tat in retaliations from Beijing, that already the company TikTok has broken off plans to create a headquarters in London.
Now, when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic, news coming from Hong Kong is actually quite dire at the moment, with a spike in cases being reported. But you do have some potentially good COVID-19 news.
Yeah, it's rare, but there is some good news. This comes from the New York Times, and it explains that in countries across the globe, the number of premature babies born during lockdowns has dropped drastically, and that in some countries, really premature births dropped by 90%. Now, the question is why? As researchers say, it could be that they don't know, but they say it could be some women are getting more rest, other viruses aren't circulating as much, or there has been a drop in pollution, so that could be helping the birth rates. And the paper says that the data is a huge first step. It's sort of a natural experiment that could one day help us figure out why babies are born prematurely.
Fascinating stuff. Finally, from you, Solange, you have an article that tells us to first set our alarms and then look up. Explain.
Yes, this is from Courrier International. It's from this weekend, but it is even more pertinent today because today is the last day to be able to see in the Northern Hemisphere the comet Neowise. Otherwise, we'll have to wait another 6,800 years. So they say it's best to look at it early morning, just before dawn, so set your alarms tonight.
I'll do my best. Might need a little bit of a nap after this, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Solange Mougin with a look through the international papers. Thank you very much.